Hey, put your hands in the air as we get ready to take a look at the Siege Battlemaster known as Firedrive in the latest GotBot True review. And hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. It is very appreciated. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors NL, and me everywhere. And this is the new Transformers Siege Battlemaster known as Firedrive. This was perhaps the one I was looking the most forward to for some reason. I really don't know why. He had white arms and white legs, though I did do a little bit of custom paint work here just to make him a little more accurate to Firebolt, which is of course the character that he is supposed to be. This isn't the first time we've gotten Firedrive. I feel like I've said that before, maybe about Blowpipe. Yeah, I did, because just like Blowpipe, we got a Titan Master version of this guy that was not true or accurate to the character at all. Certainly not like this guy. Let me explain what I mean when we head over to the table and take a closer look at him. And though he's last, certainly not least, here we have the partner of Hot Rod, or maybe even Rodimus Prime if you want. It is Firedrive or Firebolt, if you will. And much like with other characters, this isn't the first time that we have come upon Firedrive. I'm going to call this guy Firebolt. It's not the first time we've come upon Firebolt in kind of recent history, but this is definitely the more accurate time. And I did do a couple of custom paint apps here, nothing major, nothing really worth saying custom, but just because I preferred it better. That being said, here's the packaging. It is dandy art, and we have his name over here, the Siege branding down there. It looks good. On the back, again, we have, it says 5 steps for this guy, apparently. And he turns, he's held, of course, by Rodimus Prime, which is weird. Why not have him held by, like, Hot Rod or something? I know, Hot Rod's not in the Siege line, but we can put him with one. And this guy turns into a duo charge electrostatic photon cannon. Like, okay, I call it a double barrel blaster, but hey, you call it whatever you like. Hey, look, instructions! Don't you wish you had some? Although I don't know if these guys really need them, but still, they're pretty clear, pretty nice. And here we have 2 versions of Firedrive himself. One, of course, is the Titan Master who forms the head of Hot Rod. He's basically all gray. You know, again, basically these guys are at the same price point. Like, Titan Masters are the same price point as these Target Masters. The Target Masters are so much better. So much better. At least in my opinion. But, like, you know, here's what we have. It was one of those things where when we got the Titans Return Hot Rod, I was like, I don't really like that he's a headmaster, but hey, at least he has his little partner. I guess it's acceptable. But I'm really glad that we actually have a proper Target Master version of this guy now. So the paint apps for this little guy. Fresh out of package, his arms and his legs are both white, and his face is red, his eyes are red, and the rest of his body is black. Now, for toy accuracy, all of that is correct, except the white arms should be black, which is what I have done here. That's a custom bit of paint that I added, and now he's pretty toy accurate. That being said, I looked at certain different animation cells. Like, sometimes his face is black, sometimes his face is silver. His eyes, of course, should be blue, but being as diminutive as what this guy is, I don't know if I want to go messing with making his eyes blue. I might just make it messy. So I'll deal with it for what it is. Sometimes his face, like I said, is silver, sometimes it's black. Even on his arms, sometimes they're solid black, sometimes they have some like silver pieces and black pieces, so it sort of varies. Nevertheless, I feel like that this, for my sensibilities for the character and what I remember for the character, I think this works. Any way you cut it. When I saw it, it was no mistaking that, yeah, that's Firebolt. I'm down with it. I'm going to say that his paint is at least a 9. At least a 9. And like for as small as it is, it's an okay amount to have on here. Even the little tampograph Autobot symbol on his forehead is pretty great. Like, I dig it. I dig it. The articulation is exactly the same as it was with the Wavemate that was released with this guy, Blowpipe. The arms, they can go all the way around. They can go well out to the sides. The legs, they can go way out to the side. They can go forward. If we take this at the back, they can go back. You know, I dig it. I dig all of it. So yeah, paint apps 9, articulation 8.5 for sure. I mean, knees and elbows would be nice, but like for being the same price point as a Titan Master, Prime Master, this is leaps and bounds better. By the way, I will also point out that he does come with not one but 2 blast effects, and they kind of almost look like, you know, they kind of almost look like Christmas lights. But they would, and I'm going to point this out here now, they would go back here on the 2 little starts right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put that one there, and put this one here. Now, I mean, they could help to stabilize him even more, but it's been noted by many people that they could be blast effects like he's got thrusters and he's flying. I think that that's cool. That is just added versatility for what this guy is capable of doing. So if we're saying that right now he is a solid 8.5, what about the conversion? The conversion is pretty simple. We take this piece and we bring it right up over his head. We tab the legs together, and then we bend the entire waist section back. Once we do that, we have 2 little starts on the toes that go into 2 little spaces up here on the barrels, like that. And then on his hip we have a little rectangular space. On his wrist we have a little peg. So then that comes up on the side like that and like that. Obviously these would be solid white if not for my custom paint apps, but in the end, boom, here we have him in his configuration for being the dual blah 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 blaster, double barrel blaster thing. And I absolutely dig it. And here he is being held proper by his partner, Hot Rod. This, of course, is the Titans Return one. If you wanted to use this guy with him in vehicle mode, about the only place that you would be able to peg him on is up right here on the arm. There's a 5mm peg up there, so it's not the best storage in vehicle mode for this guy, but we have another option. He could also be wielded by the power of the Prime's Hot Rod. And, like, that works. I'm cool with that. That being said, I don't believe there's anywhere in vehicle mode where he can store. But that's alright, because you can always just store him on the Rodimus Prime trailer, and that works just fine. Obviously, this, it can work for just storage of them. It works if you have Rodimus Prime in vehicle mode. You can just use them up right there. Why not? It is perfect. Or if you are inclined, you can even have the leader class version of Rodimus Prime hold Firebolt. And he holds them just fine. Little, maybe a tad loose, but it's fine. It's certainly workable. By the way, for anybody not, keeping track of what's been going on here, a little while ago I looked at Rodimus Unicronus, where I explained how in trying to do a mod on this guy to improve the forward leg articulation of the smaller robot form, I ended up cutting too much plastic away and the guy broke in half. I've talked about it a couple of times. And I said in the Rodimus Unicronus review that there was no way I was going to be able to put this guy back in his big combined mode. I was wrong. Yes, actually, I can still put him back in this mode, and it's solid and fine, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. So he can do, even though I broke him in two, he can do everything he always could. I still don't like this version. I like the Rodimus Cronus version. I think that thing's fantastic and what this mold always should have been, but if you do like this, and you wondered if he can hold the little Target Master, well, now you know. I am absolutely loving these little guys. I think they're tremendous for what they are. I mean, are they perfect? No. But for what they are, they're great. They're fun, they're easy to convert, they're decently articulated for the size. Again, this guy's a solid 8.5 or 9. It's another winner. Who knew that one of the things that I would be the most interested in for this, new and exciting Siege line would be these little tiny Target Master, Battle Master figures. Who knew? Kind of came as a surprise to me, but so far, these little guys have kind of knocked my socks off. So color me impressed again. So this is the last of the Wave 1 Battle Masters, Target Masters. And I think I saved the best for last. Even though I did a little bit of custom paint work on him, I'm so impressed with how it turned out. I even love the dual blast effect and the fact that they can be used sort of like, thrusters, like when he's in robot mode. I think that that's tremendous. It certainly adds to the play value. I like the look of him in blaster mode. I like the look of him in robot mode, and going from one to the other is pretty simple. I don't know. Color me impressed by the smallest size class for the new Siege line. Let me know what you think about these little guys, especially this little guy. You know that I love to hear from you guys. Again, thanks for dropping by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. Hit that subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us, and I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.